Hi you guys, so I'm back with another client makeover. This is my beautiful model Anna, and today we are going to do a more smoked out wing. So first I always start by asking my client what type of skin they have. In her case, she had more dry skin, so that way I know how to prep them. Because what you use on someone dry, you won't use on someone oily. So this is by Embryolisse. It's a nice kind of heavy moisturizer. It's really popular in the makeup artist industry. And it also kind of doubles as a primer as well. Next, I'm just priming her eyelids. This is MAC Painterly. I use this every single time. Unless someone has a really deep skin tone, then I would just kind of go in with a darker concealer. But this is my favorite primer. It's by MAC. I like it because it kind of neutralizes the lid and it just helps everything to stick and stay on throughout the day. I'm also bringing the eyeshadow primer under the lower lash line as well. Anywhere we put eyeshadow, you want to apply this. The first color I'm using in the crease is MAC Soft Brown. This is one of my favorite crease colors, and I'm using a blending brush, and I'm just taking that where her eye folds in the crease and kind of slightly above. And I just kind of do window wiping motions. This video, I'm going to try not to fast forward it as much. I know a few of you were telling me that you wish I didn't speed it up so much because it's hard to kind of tell what I'm doing. So let me know if you guys like it better this way. Second color is Cork by MAC. And I'm just using this to emphasize the crease a little bit more and add a little bit more depth. And the brush that I'm using is slightly smaller than the first one. It's still a blending brush, just a little bit more small and firm. I almost always go in with another color in the crease, and as you can see, this one is slightly cooler. It's still a little bit on the warmer side, but it gives a little bit more of a shading. And the reason I choose a different blending brush that's smaller and more firm is because I can get a little bit more precise with it. Now for the outer corner color, I'm going in with the Anastasia Sultry palette, and the first color that I am using is this dark brown shade. It is called, I can't see because my finger's covering it, but you guys get the point. You can use any kind of dark brown, and when I apply this color, you want to be very precise. Make sure you don't go too far up above the crease. That's when it starts looking really messy, but just think V shape, so from the lash line up slightly into the crease. And again, using another blending brush that's a little bit smaller and more on the firm side. For the lid color, I'm using the Sultry palette again. This is the color Rose Quartz, and instead of fluffing around, we're just going to tap that all over the lid from the inner corner all the way to the outer corner, but you want to kind of feather it out when you reach that outer corner color so that we don't cover it, but we're still kind of blending them together so it all just fades out really pretty. Then I decided I wanted the lid to be a little bit more sparkly, so I'm using this MAC Dazzle shadow. This is a liquid eyeshadow. I'm obsessed with these. I use these all the time on my brides and really any client. So I'm applying it to the back of my hand first, and then with a flat brush, I'm just going to press it over that last lid color we did, and as you can see, it just gives a really beautiful shimmery finish without being like too glittery. Now I'm just going in with a flat eyeliner brush and that dark brown color we used from the Sultry palette and just pressing that underneath the lower lash line. And then softening it with a super small fluffy brush, and I believe this color is MAC Brown Script. That's usually my go-to color for kind of softening and then smoking out the lower lash line. Now I'm just applying a primer. I wanted to really hydrate her because as I was doing her makeup more and more, I could tell that she was pretty dry. So this is just the Laura Mercier Hydrating Primer that I am using right now, and I'm just applying that with a flat foundation brush. For her eyeliner, I'm using MAC Black Chromaline. I am obsessed with this stuff lately. It's very similar to Inglot, but it's not quite as hard to work with. Like, it doesn't dry as fast as Inglot, so I find it to be a little bit easier. And I prefer to use a really thin brush. This is a MAC 210. That's just my preference. Some people like to use the angled brush. And as you can see, I did the regular eyeliner first, and then after I go in and make the wing. And if you guys want a full tutorial on how I do a winged liner that's a little bit more in depth, just let me know. I know a lot of people struggle with this. Whenever I do makeup lessons, that's like people's number one struggle is winged eyeliner. So now I'm going in with a small fluffy brush, and while the eyeliner is wet, I'm just going over it to smoke it out. So this is a smoky wing, but it's not too dramatic of a smoky wing, I guess you could say. So I'm using the eyeliner to create that smokiness versus like applying a ton of black eyeshadow. Um, so I have to do this one eye at a time because I don't want it to completely dry before I'm able to smoke it out. And then I'm just going over it with a brown shadow now. And almost every time I do a winged liner on clients, I will use a makeup wipe to just kind of clean everything up. This will help you even things out and get them more precise and sharp. You can also do this with a flat brush and makeup remover, but my favorite makeup wipes to use are the Neutrogena ones just because they work so good. And now I'm just kind of softening any harsh lines that I have with a fluffy brush and that first crease color I had on it already. And going in and cleaning it up again. So I just kind of go back and forth with these steps. Now moving on to the other side, I'm just going to speed this video up a little bit faster so that it's not 5 hours long. Let me know in the comments below what are some of your guys' favorite gel liners to use, or if you prefer liquid. I personally prefer a pen eyeliner on myself. I find it a little bit easier to use. Right now I'm obsessed with the Too Faced Better Than Sex liner. I just love the felt tip on that, and I find it really easy to apply. It also stays on really well. Okay, so now moving on to the skin. I'm using this Anastasia Liquid Glow. This is the bronzy color, and I mixed it with the foundation, which is Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder. I love this for anyone with dry skin. It gives a nice like light to medium coverage, and it has really beautiful skin, so she doesn't need a ton of like full coverage foundation, just something to kind of even everything out. A lot of the times I like to apply product with one brush and then blend it in with another. So this brush is the It Cosmetics dual-ended face brush. The other side is really good for concealer, but I just love the foundation side of it. And oh my god, sorry if you guys hear all this noise outside. There's like a random Nelly concert going on. I just really wanted to get this video done so I can get it up for you guys because I filmed it so long ago and I've been putting it off, to be honest. So I'm sorry for that. But anyway, I love this brush. It kind of gives the same effect as like a beauty blender, to be honest. It really presses the foundation in well and just buffs it into the skin so good. Now for concealer, I'm using Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the color medium, and I'm just applying that again with another kind of flat brush and an upside down triangle under her eyes and blending it in with a different brush. This is a Real Techniques setting brush, and I know it's meant for setting, but it's amazing for under eye concealer. You guys have to try it. I really love this concealer because it gives such great coverage, and for me it doesn't crease too much. I know a lot of people think it creases pretty bad on them, but as long as you're not using like a ton of it, it's totally fine. Like if you saw, I kind of did do a more sheer layer on her because she didn't need a ton of coverage. And I'm just kind of concealing around the nose and slightly on the forehead, almost using it as a highlighter too. For contour, I'm using the Hourglass Vanish Foundation Stick. I've been using these a lot lately. I love how creamy they are. This is in the color Almond. So I applied it to the back of my hand, and now I'm just applying it right under her cheekbone, and also bringing it up onto the forehead. And I'm just blending this out with a stippling brush. To contour her nose, I'm using a different color because I felt like the other one is slightly too dark. So this is Mocha by Fenty. I like how this is more of kind of an ashy, cooler undertone than the Hourglass one. So it works really well for nose contours, and I'm applying that again with that Real Techniques setting brush. To set all over her skin, I'm using this Becca powder, and I like this because it gives kind of a luminous finish. This is called Golden Hour. So I'm just applying that all over the skin with a big fluffy brush, just kind of pressing it in and lightly dusting all over. Since she is on the drier side, you want to be careful not to put too much powder on drier clients, or else it can make their skin appear more dry. To highlight, I'm using MAC. This is a highlighter in the color Oh Darling. It's like a nice kind of light gold color, perfect for her skin tone because she's kind of bronzy. So then moving on to lashes, if you notice, I wait after I do the powder and everything because I feel like it can slightly get on top of her lashes when you do them before. So that's why I like to do them after. And I found these on Amazon. They were like 3 of them for $23. So I think it's a steal because they're very similar to like Lily Lashes or any of those big brands that are, you know, it's like $30 to $40 for one eyelash. So now I'm mixing these two blushes by Mehron, and just applying that to the apples of her cheeks and then just slightly feathering it back. I have a really light hand when applying makeup, and I think that really helps out because it's better to gradually add things than to go in really heavy. For her brows, I'm using MAC Fluid Line Brow Gel Cream, and this is in the color Dirty Blonde. This, I think, is the best color for blonde, my blonde clients. And she does have a slightly darker eyebrow, so I could have went a little bit darker, but I prefer personally to go a little bit lighter with the eyebrows and again build up. I'm just all about building up. And I do prefer a more natural, lighter eyebrow. And after the eyelash glue has dried, I'm just going over it with my eyeliner again, just so that you can't see any of the glue residue. For the waterline, I decided to kind of switch it up and do something different. So this is the Urban Decay pencil in the color Alkaline. It's kind of like a burgundy-ish brown color, I guess you could say. Really pretty, especially for someone with lighter eyes. It'll just make them pop. Then just applying some bottom mascara. And then I kind of decided that this wasn't dark enough and I wanted to make it a little bit more dramatic. So whenever doing this, and since we did, the face makeup, you want to make sure you apply a tissue. So I'm just placing a tissue right under her eye and using a little bit of a black shadow from the Sultry palette. So just a tiny bit to just darken it a little bit. And as you can see, that made a little bit of a difference, but not so overly dramatic still. It still has like a soft smokiness to it. Now for the lips, I'm gonna drive you guys crazy because I did so many different things. First, I am doing MAC. This is Velvet Teddy, one of my favorite go-to nude colors for anyone with like a NC30 to NC45 skin tone. So pretty. It's like the perfect color nude that won't wash you out but gives you a little bit of color but isn't too pink. So just applying that, and then I'm going in with a Kylie Jenner lip liner, and this is in the color Kylie, I believe. Can't read that. I'll list it down below for you guys though. So slightly overlining her lips to make them look a little bit more plump. Then just to make everything pop a little bit more, I decided to go in with not one, but two other lip colors. I feel like I'm never satisfied with just one lip color. I like really love to mix my lips. So I used the Kylie Jenner liquid lipstick in the color Candy Cane, and then I mixed it with the Too Faced Melted Matte in Child Star. Now I'm just going in and touching up little things like under eye, just kind of adding a little bit more brown scripts, and I added a little bit of an inner corner highlight for her. And I'll usually always do this after, like I'm never fully done. I kind of like take a step back and look at everything and see like, oh, what can I add or what can I touch up? And yeah, so that's what I'm just doing right here. Then I'm gonna go in and just gel her eyebrows, and I wanted to give them a nice fluffy look, so I'm pushing them up. And this is the Benefit Cosmetics Give Me Brow in the color number 3. Let me know if you guys have any favorite eyebrow gel products or products specifically for this. I know there's something called Soap Brows that's supposed to be really good, and I kind of want to give that a try too. And just finishing off this look by setting everything. This is a setting spray by Morphe, and it's just going to set the makeup into the skin so she looks a little bit less powdery and just really dewy and I think fresh. This is one of my favorite makeup looks to do. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to see more client tutorials, if so, what kind of looks do you want to see? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful night.